Okay, it's Steve here at the Metal and Wood channel. Let me tell you what's going on. Well, the channel went viral on chainsaws, so we're going to stick with chainsaws for a moment in time. But I bought this Echo for the sole solitary purpose of comparing to my 5800s coming out of China. So this example is a Noker, and I keep learning secrets in China on these chainsaws. But for the time being, I'm just going to compare this 5800 to this Echo. Now some people say, oh, the Echo 590 is not professional. Well, damned if the 620's not professional, right? 590 could be professional. What makes it a professional saw versus not a professional saw? That's nonsense. It's BS. And pardon the traffic, I live next to a busy thoroughfare. Okay, this handle is plastic. This handle is metal. This handle will totally break. This handle might bend. The trigger here, the throttle, nice and smooth. Now it's a little stiff, okay, but this is a real deal here. This is a real spring inside there, and that's a real throttle. This is chintzy, okay. That's like worse than any 5800 I've ever dealt with. Okay, am I slamming on Echo? I promise I'm not. All I'm doing is trying to compare that there's some damn good 5800s coming out of China. So this throttle here, I mean, it's fine, but the spring is not as strong as what I'm dealing with in this 5800. Now this happens to be a Noker, but folks, I've learned some secrets. I'm not at liberty to say right now all about my secrets. Let's look at this clutch cover. Now the clutch cover here is not a brake because the brake's attached to the chainsaw, but this clutch cover is chintzy. It's like you'd call it Chinesium, but it's probably made in Japan or made in the United States. This is magnesium. Now there's a lot of corrosion going on. I could always call them and say, I need more paint on this before you assemble it. But they're probably saving some environment, saving some paint. Doesn't have to be as pretty, but you know, it can be. I've seen 5800s that are perfect. So the manufacturer here is just skimping on some paint. So that's corrosion on magnesium aluminum. That's kind of cool. Put it on your tongue, right? Okay, this is well made. This is solid and substantial. It's magnesium versus plastic. Let's look at the sprocket. The sprocket's one of those deals there. It's got one of those star bit deals or whatever. The flange, I don't know the name of that. You tell me. Somebody tell me that knows. Okay, so we'll put that back on there in a minute with the bar nuts. Now, the bar nuts on this particular Noker, they're nice, man. Let me see here. They're not on there. So we'll put those over there in a minute. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at this handle. That's right. Okay, I like grabbing a chainsaw like that. But this, I'm pretty sure, is designed like this. Okay, that is a substantial handle. And that actually is probably a pretty good way to hold that thing. So I'm sure that's how that's designed. Unless it's designed like that, but then your finger's hanging off and it's a little sharp right there. So I'm thinking it's probably designed to hold like that. I could be wrong. I don't know. So if it's actually designed like this, then this should be longer so there's nothing sharp. However, no matter what, it's better than this. It really is. I mean, better, I take it back. It's different. That's pretty comfortable like that, and that's how I like to start them myself. Okay, this is plastic. The starter assay is plastic, I'm pretty darn sure. I just knocked off some bar nuts on the other side. Yeah, that's plastic. This starter assay is magnesium. See? I told you. All right, my 5800s, I got extra parts. A lot of times they come with parts. Those are some of the gaskets for the filter. They run in here. Then there's some gaskets in here, right here, for part of the filter as well. So, ignition coil. I like to make sure that my 5800s have parts because you can't just go down to the local 5800 dealer and get any. I got some secrets coming out on this model right here. Some chainsaw secrets I might release to the world here before too long, a couple months. I really don't know what else to tell you. Am I saying this is better than Echo? Only in the sense of it's the same quality for a much better value on your penny. I could probably supply this right around 300 bucks, and I could make enough money for a Happy Meal. but you're going to have to pay over $400 for that, close to $500 for a 590, and $600 something for a 620, unless you can get a deal or find a sale. All right, this will also run a 24-inch bar. How do I know? Because I run a 24-inch bar on this 5800. So don't accuse me of telling you this is better. I would say it's equal quality, and you'll say I'm crazy because you're the one that doesn't know. I'll say it's a better value for the money because it's as reliable, as dependable, as good a quality, potentially better quality in some areas. Fit and finish, for example. This is an example right here. This handle, a lot better than this chintzy stuff. Now, in fairness, when I touch that, I don't even feel it. Okay, when I touch that, well, once it's in, I don't feel it, but I feel it going in, but it doesn't hurt. It's not sharp, it's smooth. It's real nice and smooth. The switch here is fine. The switch here is fine, nice and small. You want a small switch so you don't actually accidentally knock it off. And of course, you can knock that off, but I've got access to nice switches for some of my builds. Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up. Take care.